Hello. In the previous two videos, we went through the concepts relating to the subject in a sentence. In this video, we take up the concept of the predicate. Now, what is a predicate? Predicate is that part of a sentence which says something about the subject. In other words, what is spoken or written about the subject is called predicate. So, what does it do? It tells us what the subject does. That means if there is any action in relation to the subject or the state of being. Now, the most important part of the predicate is the verb. Let's take an example. Tom is reading a book. Now, we already know how to identify the subject. The subject is Tom. Now, what has been said about Tom? That he is reading a book. So, is reading a book becomes the predicate. Rahul loves pets. Who's the subject? Rahul. What has been said about Rahul? That he loves pets. So, loves pets is the predicate. Now, we have different kinds of predicate. Simple predicate. So, a simple predicate is just the verb, or it can also be a verb phrase. Let's take an example. Tony sings. Now, this is very simple, a very short sentence. The subject is Tony and the verb is sings. So, in this case, the predicate is just one word, sings. Let's take another example. Rivers flow. The subject is rivers and predicate is just one word, flow, which is the verb. Now, sometimes the verb can be more than one word. It may have a modifier, something which describes it. Let's see. The sun shone brightly. Now, even if you say the sun shone, it's fine because the verb will be shown. But now what has happened? We have described it. How did it shine? It shone brightly. So the verb has become a verb phrase now. Shone brightly, which is the predicate. Uma ran fast. Now Uma ran means the verb is only one word, which is ran. But in this case, it has been described. Ran fast. So we have two words which form part of the predicate. So this is simple predicate. Now we have something which is called a compound predicate. When two or more verbs are connected to the same subject with the help of a conjunction, it is called a compound predicate. So what are the things involved here? We have just one subject. But then there are two verbs connected to the same subject. And how do you connect the verbs? You connect it with the help of a conjunction. Why is this done? Why do we have this kind of usage? It is used to make speech or writing more effective and precise by eliminating repetition. You will understand this when we go through the example. The children sang and danced. Now you know the subject is the children. Now what did they do? They did two things. They sang, they also danced. So we have two verbs, sang and danced. Now the two verbs have been combined using the conjunction and. So what is the predicate now? Sang and danced. Now how did this make the writing effective? Because if you break them into two sentences, it becomes very monotonous. The children sang, the children danced. So you will be repeating the children twice. So we have combined the verbs and put them together in one sentence. Let's take one more example. The audience roared and clapped. I think now you know this. The subject is the audience and the verbs are roared, clapped, and they have been joined together using the conjunction and. So we have the predicate roared and clapped. Now, Another predicate which is called the complete predicate. The very word complete shows that it is an extension of the simple predicate. So whatever is said about the subject comes under the complete predicate. So what does it include? It includes the verbs, the modifiers of the verbs, adjectives, objects, anything else which gives additional information about the subject. So this is usually used when we have long sentences. Let's take an example. The girl baked a delicious cake and served it to her friends. Now this is a long sentence because it has got so many things. Let's first identify the subject, which is the girl. Now, what did the girl do? She did two things. She baked and she also served. So we have two verbs there. What did she bake? She baked a cake. So we have an object. And then the cake has been described. It's a delicious cake. So we have an adjective. Now, so many things have been combined together in this sentence. So the predicate now becomes a long one. Subject is the girl and predicate is baked a delicious cake and served it to her friends. Now, the teachers took the students for an outing. Subject is the teachers and the remaining part of the sentence, took the students for an outing, is the predicate. So when we have long sentences, then we have what is called a complete predicate. We have now gone through the concept of predicate in a sentence. Take a quick test on TeachYaar.com to revise what you have learned. To take the test, scan the QR code with your mobile phone or click the link below the video. Subscribe to the TeachYaar YouTube channel to get notifications.